So this is my suburban habitat, my suburbitat, and I'm going to survive here. Nice Tennessee humid heat. If you look at the older versions of this yard, or this area right here, you can see how it slopes down from the side of the house down to the neighbor's fence. And there's no levelness. It's not level there. So when I was putting in the fence, I decided I wanted to level where the gate was at. And so now if you look at where the fence was built, after the fence was built, you can see it was level. And so the whole point, or one of the biggest issues I have with this yard, is there's nothing level about it. I mean, just look, everything tilts, drops down to the little creek down there in the little spring. And my first thought was I wanted to build a retaining wall from the back end, from the fence right there all the way to the other fence, or what will be a fence at some point, and level it up, kind of level with the house, and then fill it in. But I can imagine that with that there's going to be a lot of codes that I got to worry about, and end up having to pay someone to come in here and do that, and that's just not what I want to do. So the solution was to level the areas that I needed level, little bits and pieces. I need a square level here, I need a bed there, I'll level it. If I can level the item I'm putting in that spot without leveling the ground, then I'll do that. But for the most part, most of the stuff is going to have to be leveled where I need it leveled. Most early Americans didn't truck stuff in on a truck and go down to the Walmart and get the stuff they needed. And they had to work for it, build it, figure out how to make it work. And nothing drives me crazy more than watching someone sit on a couch and just watch TV, watch American Idol or Dancing with the Universe or whatever it is. If you need it done, you got to get up and go do it. And figure out how to do it for yourself. You're going to use the resources you can now. We have a lot available to us at this point in time, but there's going to be a time when it's not available. So the best thing to do now is figure out what needs to be done and how you're going to do without these things, and figure out how you can use what we do have now to get to that point. But the main thing, man, is just get off the couch and go do it. For instance, this bed right here is sitting in a level spot, but I had to level it, and as you can see, I had to go through the process. First thing I needed to do was put up some stringers, like I was going to lay a pad and level it out. It was just some 2x4s. I had to stub one together because it was longer than 8 feet. And just build it up and get it staked into the ground. And from that point, I took dirt from the pile that I made while leveling out for where I'm going to have the shed, and I would bucket that in because I couldn't get the wheelbarrow up there full of dirt, and so I'd throw it in with the buckets, and then I'd use my tamping tool. Now this little tool right here, I think it cost me about $29. Bought it brand new at Home Depot, which I was kind of concerned about spending that much money on something that I didn't think I'd use a whole lot, but turns out I'm going to have to use this quite a bit, so it has been a lifesaver. It's 10 by 10, steel plate, wooden handle, True Temper from China, and it works, pretty sturdy. If you want to get something done, you're going to have to get up off the couch and go get it done, because it ain't going to happen while you're sitting there thinking about it. And so this was the finished product. Level. Needs to be weeded, but it's been raining so much and muddy that I didn't want to come out here and just get muddier trying to do it. No reason to. Just taking down the weeds is mainly just for looks. And in a survival situation, looks aren't what matter. In fact, it's probably better that it don't look like it. It don't look like you're trying to survive. This looks like it's just a mess. Over here, when the fence gets in over here, this is going to be nothing but beds through here. And I'm going to have to go through that whole process of leveling the squares up for the beds. And what's going to be even more work is after this corn and beans are done, that's going to be leveled out for a greenhouse. That's going to be some work. I can promise you that. But let me tell you what, when I go to bed at night, I feel pretty good. I don't feel like I'm sitting around doing nothing.